Chapter 7 Fertility Goddess. Hera is the greatest of all goddesses, and there is no other deity worthy of comparison to her with the exception of her husband Zeus, Orpheus. Although there are similarities between a love goddess and a goddess of childbirth, let us not lump the various goddesses together, but rather give credit where it is due. For example, a famous figurine of a woman with large birthing hips and large lactating breasts was discovered in Austria named Venus of Willendorf. This work of art is believed to have been made 30,000 years ago. The title of Venus was given because it clearly represents a fertility goddess. The problem is that the Roman goddess Venus was not a motherly figure. She was the goddess of love and lust. A more appropriate Roman equivalent would be Juno, the wife of Jupiter. The fertility goddess is a mothering figure that often plays the part of a midwife. She is usually espoused to the thunder god. If there is a difference between this generation of divine woman and that of heavenly mother, it is a hard one to define. One may be more closely associated with wisdom and protection, and the other with childbirth and milk, but they both share the same qualities and symbols. One very prominent symbol is that of the sacred bovine or holy cow. For some reason, Asherah has been wiped out of biblical narrative, but some remnants remain. During the Exodus, Israelites sculpted a golden calf as a symbol of worship, which is generally seen today as evil idol worship. It should be remembered, however, that the brazen sea that was used for ritual washings in the inner court of the temple was held up by 12 oxen of brass or bronze. The temple oxen are said to represent the 12 tribes of Israel, and they may also represent the 12 constellations of the zodiac, but they are also a symbol of the divine feminine. The LDS Church has baptismal fonts in their temples that are held up on 12 oxen, like the brazen sea of the Israelites. And one of the symbols of baptism is the coming forth out of the water to be born again as from the womb. This birth symbolism appears to link the oxen and the ritual washings to the Heavenly Mother. Archaeologists found an engraving called Yahweh and his Asherah that depicts a cow feeding a calf. This cow imagery connects her to many other mother goddesses. Here are a few examples from Egypt. The mother goddess Hathor was often portrayed as a cow, and when in human form, she wore horns on her head. Amunet was the wife of Amun, but she was later assimilated with Mut. Mut is an ancient word for mother. She was also called Lady of Heaven and Mother of the Gods. Because she was associated with birth and the cosmic waters, Milky Way, she was merged with Hathor, who also personified the Milky Way. Cows have always been an abundant source of milk and are thus an appropriate symbol for a motherly figure. As mentioned in Chapter 2, the sky goddess Nut was shown as a cow that gives milk to the stars. The Milky Way was seen as the Nile of the sky, in which the sun and moon gods sailed to and from the underworld. Hathor also absorbed Mot, a Paleolithic age goddess, who was a celestial bovine surrounded by stars, possibly the constellation Taurus. Hathor was later assimilated with Isis, who often wore the same horn headdress. Frescoes in Pompeii show Isis with horns coming from her head as she welcomes Zeus's lover Io, who was transformed into a cow, to Egypt. Io was a priestess in the temple of Hera. Just as women officiated as priestesses in the Egyptian temples of Hathor, so did they in Greek temples of Hera. The priestesses played musical instruments, gave food offerings, and sang songs to the goddess. Among her many titles, Hera is called cow-eyed and cow-faced. Hera was a goddess of childbirth and the queen of heaven alongside Zeus. Another related goddess is Boann, the Celtic river goddess. She was the lover of the All-Father Dagda and was called the White Cow. Her milk formed the Milky Way, or as it is called in Ireland, the White Cow's Way. She challenged the magic well of knowledge and turned it into the Boyne River. In the case of Ninhursag, the Sumerian fertility goddess, the spouse was Enki, lord of the earth. Her name means Lady of the Great Mountain. In a hymn that was sung to her in the temple, she is called the true and great Lady of Heaven. Her milk is said to have nourished the kings of Sumer. She is often shown wearing a headdress of bull horns. Some of her symbols include an omega shape, a crescent moon with the points up like bovine horns, and a sacred tree, which we will discuss later. The symbol of a crescent moon pointing upward is widely used for the mother goddess, and rightfully so. Not only does it resemble the horns of a cow, but in most cultures the moon is associated with femininity, as it is more mild and pleasing to look upon than the fiery masculine sun. The moon affects the ebb and flow of ocean tides, and is also associated with women because of its 28-day cycle and the menstrual cycle of women. The fertility goddess is the archetype of divine motherhood that has come down to us from our ancient ancestors. Fertility goddesses. India. Sachi, aka Indrani, is the storm god Indra's queen. She is one of 7 mother goddesses called Matrikas, and known for her endless beauty. She is associated with lions and an elephant. She is also known to be jealous of rivals. Her father was killed by Indra. Persia, Anahita, aka Ahurani, the Persian goddess of fertility, healing, and wisdom. Like Saraswati, her name associates her with rivers and waters. Sumeria, Ninhursag, queen of the sacred mountain, aka Ninma, great lady. Nintu, lady of birth. Mama or Mami for mother. Aruru and great lady of heaven. She is a fertility goddess of childbirth and midwifery. Together with Enki, she created humans. Ninlil is the consort of Enlil and mother to some of the gods. Babylon. Sarpanit, mother goddess and wife of Marduk. Their divine marriage was celebrated yearly in the Babylonian temple of Esagila. She was often depicted as pregnant. She was linked with the moon and with the Sumerian goddess Aruru, although Aruru was Marduk's mother. Akkad, Belet Ili, lady of the gods. Canaan, Baalat, wife of Baal-Hadad. Phoenicia, Baalat Gebal. According to the Phoenicians, she and her sister wives Asherah and Ashtart were married to the king god El. However, El and Elat were the previous king and queen of heaven before Baal-Hadad and Baalat took the throne. 2 feathers are her symbol. Arabia, Manat, also spelled Mana, is part of a trinity of goddesses with Alat and Al-Uzza. She is thought to have been a goddess of destiny, but is named here because she is the consort of Hubal. Judea, Lila, according to Jewish rabbis, is an angel whose name means night and is specifically feminine. In the Zohar, she is the angel over conception and pregnancy. Hurrians, Hebat, also transcribed Kepat, is the Hurrian mother goddess who is espoused to the storm god Teshub. Turkey, Hittites, Hepat, wife of the storm god Tarhuna. She gets equated with Irina, a sun goddess. Irina was called Iriniti by the Hurrians. Slavic, Makosh, wife of storm god Perun. She is a protector of women, a mother goddess who aids in childbirth, weaving, spinning, and shearing. Her name relates to water. Southern Slavs called her Dodol, the thundering goddess of rain and air. Perperuna, queen of Perun, is another of her titles. In Lithuania, she is Vasa, the wife of Perkunas. Greece, Hera, wife of storm god Zeus. Like Sachi, she is a jealous goddess, has beautiful eyes, and her husband killed her father. Her symbols include a feather, peacocks, lions, and cows. She is the protector of women in childbirth, weddings, and mothers. Rome, Juno, the Roman equivalent of Hera, goddess of marriage and childbirth, queen and mother of the gods, daughter of Saturn and Ops, wife of Jupiter. Etruscan, Uni, who was later known as Juno, goddess of women, marriage, childbirth, and family. wife of storm god Tinia, daughter of Satre, mother of Minerva, goddess of wisdom, and of other important gods. Celtic, Bevine, goddess of birth. It is not known who the wife of Tyrannus is, but Bevine is the sister of Boann, who was a mistress of Dagda, the king of the gods. Norse, Sif, goddess of marriage. She was known to have beautiful locks of blonde hair. She and the storm god Thor gave birth to a daughter named Thrud. Egypt, Hathor, a motherly goddess. Her symbols include a cow, a snake, a sun disk, bare breasts, and the Ankh. Wife of Horus the elder, Ra, Amun. In southern Egypt, she was Satis, the wife of Khnum and mother of Anuket. However, the wife of the storm god Set is called Nephthys. Nephthys is the goddess of protection, childbirth, and the home. Like Zeus and Hera, Set and Nephthys are siblings and espoused. Other names of Nephthys include Anat, Astarte, and Horea. Nigeria, Yoruba, Oba, wife of the storm god Shango. She was jealous of the attention Shango gave to his other wives. She has been synchronized with Saint Catherine of Siena in Voodoo and Santeria. Mexico Aztec Chalchiutlicu, Jade Skirt Woman, is the wife and sister of the storm god Tlaloc. She is also the patroness of childbirth. While her husband is associated with sky waters like rain, she is associated with groundwaters like rivers. Chalchiutlicu was very important to the Aztecs. In fact, she was the head of the gods during the fourth sun cycle. North American tribes, Iroquois, Aptahensic, the Iroquois sky goddess of women, childbirth, and marriage. Arctic Circle, Inuit, Pukinegak, the goddess of childbirth and making clothes. Mongolia, Umai, mother goddess, protector of women and children, sister and wife of Ulgen, daughter of Kyra and Yer Tenri. China Taoism, Dianmu, mother of lightning, is the wife of Lei Gong, the god of thunder. She is depicted with a mirror that she uses to cause lightning flashes. Australia, Angana, a mother goddess associated with birth. She is symbolized as a snake that is connected to all. Hawaii, Kapo, goddess of fertility and wisdom, magic. She is a sister to the storm god Kane, and she is known to be able to shapeshift. She is also the mother of Laka, who is the deity of the forests and the hula dance.